Hello, welcome to another episode of The Heart of the Matter. Today we're talking about a topic that I'm very passionate about, do it afraid. Are you in a job that you really dislike? Are you feeling unfulfilled? Are you in a relationship that you'd like to get out of but you're afraid? Do you have a dream or a business that you would like to start but you aren't able to because of fear? Do you have a manuscript that you have written but you're afraid to send it because of fear? Then this episode is for you. Today we have two beautiful women as guests, and they will be sharing their experiences on how they were able to conquer fear and be where they are now. Welcome to the show, Bisola and Fran.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the Heart of the Matter. So Bisola, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Thank you so much, Omi, for inviting me to this program. Well, I'm a mother of two beautiful children. I currently am the executive coordinator of an NGO called Fundawazi Foundation. The NGO is into developing and distributing child-friendly resources and tools to help create awareness for children who have gone through several social challenges such as child abuse, sexual abuse, child molestation, child labor, domestic violence, bullying, and a lot more. So, right now, the foundation is quite new. It was launched in May 2015. And in the market right now, we have two key resources, two books, which was written and published by the writer, the pastor and founder of the foundation, Pastor Untitled Oshikoya. The names of the book are No, Don't Touch Me There, and A Bully Is Not a Hero.
Okay, thank you very much. Frances, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, Omi. My name is Frances Asemota. I'm a mother of 3 kids. I own the Mustard Seed Vocational Center. It's a sort of play group where children come to just play and learn through play. We do a lot of vocational stuff, baking, arts and crafts, gardening, a bit of manners, table manners and things like that, just things that they don't generally get to do here in Lagos anymore.
So what's it called?
The Mustard Seed.
So how did you come by the name?
The parable of the mustard seed.
Okay.
Because I had, obviously, having 3 kids, and, well, I found myself pregnant with twins. And when they turned 1, I fell pregnant with my 3rd child. And I found I had a lot of difficulty finding suitable places to put my children into, like playgrounds and things like that would engage them properly. And I just decided to fill a void. And I haven't looked back since. But my main issue was, if I started this, I was doing it for myself, how would that make money? How would I be able to sustain the business? Then I decided, to just do it, and the parable of the mustard seed. So I told myself I wanted to plant a seed in children's lives. Hence why I wanted to do the whole baking, arts and crafts and stuff. Because a lot of parents these days I find are working and can't, they're not sowing into their lives and they're not spending that much time. And I spoke with an aunt and we were just talking about the mustard seed, and it just stayed with me. And then the parable of the mustard seed came up, which was, just have faith and do it, and also like build it and they would come, because I was scared. Why should they come to the mustard seed? And I haven't looked back since.
Okay. Bisola, so you're an executive coordinator for an NGO foundation.
Yeah.
Is this something you've always done? Something you've always wanted to do? Or what were you doing before?
Okay, before this, I worked in a professional organization for close to 13 years. But while there, I wasn't fulfilled. At the start of my professional career, I enjoyed what I was doing, but later on in life, I discovered that I was kind of stuck. I wasn't happy going to work, and I felt there is more to this, there is more to life, there is more I could accomplish in life than sitting and working. So, in the last 2 years, I thought several times about it, and I then decided that it's time to move on. So I did it afraid.
Okay, we'll come to that. Okay, Fanny, so you got this vision to start this vocational school. How long did it take from getting the vision to making it a reality?
It took about 1.5 years.
So
It was
why?
quite a
What
while.
caused the delay?
Fear.
Okay.
Fear,
What kind of
as I
fear?
had discussed with you at the time of coaching, I thought it was very weird, but I had a fear of success and a fear of failure. Because I don't know whether it's in my mind alone, but you told me that it was normal. Nigerians have the ability to build you up and drop you at the highest heights. So I was afraid of starting something because I don't believe in starting something and not finishing. So I was extremely afraid of starting and being a failure within a certain amount of time, which kind of helped me not start. But then I started, and again, it's been good.
Okay. So Bisola, what was it that that made you uncomfortable about where you were working, and what did you want to change? What was your ideal situation?
I would say the thing that made me uncomfortable was my stagnancy. In my life, I felt that I had more things to do. I had more lives to change. I had more lives to impact. And I felt that doing this would make a turnaround in me, emotionally, physically.
So Franny, my question to you is, when did you decide that you had had enough, and because obviously you'd had this vision for about 1 year, you had different types of fear, you were feeling fear of failure, fear of success, but there must have been a point where you said, you know what, I'm done, I've had enough, I need to just do it. How did you get to that point?
How did I get to that point? Watching my children grow and then spending time with a lot of other people's children, my friends and supporters around me made me realize it was time to do it. I have a couple of friends who first said that they would keep bringing their children to my house if I didn't just start. That just sounded like a nightmare to me, and I just decided to go ahead and try and do it. That was starting the process, but then again, I still had the niggling feeling in the back of my mind that there was something I needed to get right before I could move forward, and that was when I contacted you to do that.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Bisola, so were you afraid? So you had said, okay, that you knew what you wanted to do, but you were unfulfilled, and you knew you wanted to resign. Were you afraid, and why were you afraid?
Yes, I was afraid because while I was afraid of the next thing to do.
Okay.
But I knew that I needed to do something. And I decided, I thought it over, I decided I needed to follow something within my passion. I love to be around children. I love to help out. I love to help the needy, the people in disadvantaged positions. So
you knew what you wanted to do?
that was the topmost of my priority.
Okay.
I had other things in my mind, but this was always lingering on my mind more than other things.
Okay. So was there, when you decided to resign, was there an opening available?
No, there wasn't no single opening.
So were you afraid?
I was definitely, because right about the time I wanted to resign, I was disgruntled spiritually. There was a huge pile of debts that my husband and I had. My spiritual life was upside down, and there was no job in the market for me. So, but then I had, I'll call it, permit me to say, revelation. I'd always try to seek God. Tell me, what am I going to do? Tell me when is the right time. This was for like 1 year, and it didn't happen because I felt that, okay, if God is not telling me the time to go, then I better stick to what I'm doing. I tried to stick to it. I tried my best while I was there. I continued to do my work as much as I could. But then a revelation came up. it was precisely from John 4:35 and 37. The Bible there was saying that, do you say that the harvest is still 4 months' time? Look up to the field. The fields are white. The harvest is ready. So I didn't realize that, look, have I been waiting for too long? The harvest is ready. The fields are white. I'm there. I'm ready to pick up. The crops are yielded, and I'm there ready for the harvest. Verse 37 was saying that I have an opportunity to reap where I have not sown. The Bible was saying that some people have prepared the fields, they have reaped. It's taken me forth to harvest what any other person has sowed. So I was thinking, look, maybe God is telling me that I have a place ready for you. So then I decided, right there, that, okay, I'm going to stop this job and I'm going to do something. And I know what I'm going to do is going to come up soon. So a day I was sitting in my house and a thought came up. I believe it was from God telling me, look, you need to volunteer.
So this is after you had resigned?
Yes, after I'd resigned, yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that. And Fran, can you tell us, so basically, at that point, you hired a coach, which was me. Okay. So can you tell us the process and how it sort of made a difference?
Well, can I be honest?
Yes, of course.
I found it quite daunting at the beginning because it's one thing to want to do something, and then it's another thing to tell someone you want to do something, and then they say, have you done it? So I remember there were times when I'd be like, oh, Omilola, my tummy's hurting. I can't do it today. And then you'd run over the list of things. Most times you'd just be like, you have to get it done because it's right there in front of you. All you have to do is just step over that line. So what it did mainly was it kind of just solidified everything I knew in my head, but it was like talking to, if I had a business partner saying, you're right, what you're saying makes sense, but how about we go about it this way or that way, or try it and see, because there's nothing wrong. There's the worst case, you'd say, at least I tried, as opposed to not trying at all. But it was quite a simple, well planned out process. You knew what you were doing. I'll say that.
So Bisola, so you decided...
You also coached me.
Oh, true, yes.
And I'd like to speak about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you coached me last year precisely, and before I got in touch with you, before then I thought, look, Bisola, you keep going over and over this your problem, you're not happy, you're sad, you want to move on, and you don't ever move on, you just stay stuck to one place. And so when I read up about you, I thought, okay, she's going to help me, she's going to push me. I needed someone to push me. The first time I came to your office, I told you that you have to be on my neck, you have to push me, you have to make me realize that every other thing I've tried to do, it's not, if it's not working, but this time it has to work. And so when I started with you, you told me several things that I thought I would never do. I remember you told me to write like 100 qualities of myself, good things about myself, and I said, Bisola, 100 qualities, are you sure you're able to meet up with these 100 qualities? And well, time and
But
time.
you did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
And
did.
I remember we struggled to write 10 things, 10
yes,
positive qualities.
Yes, 10, yeah.
Yeah.
And time went by, and 2-3 months into the coaching was towards the time I decided to make up my mind to leave. And just as I said, when I left, I had precisely nowhere to go to. And beforehand, I've been telling my siblings and my friends that I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave.
What was the response like?
You're crazy. You can't do it. You have been telling us several years back that you need to leave. And yeah, I remember that while in between 2-3 months before leaving, there was a response from my friends telling me that, Bisola, you have changed. You're calmer. You're happier. And they keep telling me, you've just changed, but you're still not unhappy. You're still unhappy doing what you're doing. So what is the factor? What is the thing driving you? And I had to tell them. Well, I didn't want to spill the beans out, but I told them I had a coach, and I said it's really doing wonders in you. So I think having you in my life and the last 2-3 months before I decided to make that decision was really, really a good thing for me. So, and after leaving, I sat down at home one day thinking, what am I going to do? Then I decided, I had a revelation, volunteer. Volunteer, that means I'm not going to get any money. Yes, volunteer and don't get any money. So I thought of it. Within my environs, my church, because if I'm going to start anything, I believe I have to start from my community, people just around me. So my environment, my home, my church, and then, so the pastor in the church was running a foundation called Fundawazi Foundation, as I said earlier on, which deals with children. So, and yeah, there, I did it.
So you started volunteering?
I started volunteering.
You want to add something? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, I forgot to mention, I was like your first mentee, or like one of the first ones, so everyone's welcome for helping them dry you out. And I wanted to say, because she said something about, you know, that there was just a calmness about her. In as much as because you said people were like, you've left work, but you're so calm. In as much as you have, like, kind of dropped your safety nets, or you're trying something new, and there's nothing greater than just knowing that you're doing what you want to do, you know, like, and someone has said, yes, go ahead and do it. Worst case scenario, what would have happened? You would have not been happy, and then you go back to, I remember when I fell pregnant with my last child, my father was like, he was like, are you serious? You're doing this
again?
Like, you have a boy and you have a girl, like, you're going again. Like, why? He felt so disappointed. And I, you know, it seemed silly at the time, but I was like, he said, when you should be getting your feet wet in work and all that. And I was like, you know, the average retirement age for a woman is X. I'd like to start my family now, and I may still go on to 4 or 5. I hope he doesn't watch this because he'll be so upset. But, you know, I thought the average retirement age for a woman is mid-60s, and I have so many years ahead of me. I don't want to have any regrets, like, between starting my family and starting my business. So in all fairness, I thank God it's working, but if it didn't work out, I could still work. I'm still young, like, you know, there's no big danger in having started my own business early.
So going back to actually that, starting the business, so we've crossed the hurdle of, you know, the fear and everything, and then starting. What has been the response so far, and what have been your high moments?
The response so far has been quite good. Obviously, it's getting better with time, and, you know, I have got to thank for that, because that voice that just keeps telling me to be still and just wait. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, nothing would happen overnight. You know, so it's amazing. I love meeting people, and they're like, oh, you're the mustard seed. I'm like, yeah, you know, and my highest point is when I see children outside and they only came to camp for a day, and they come and give me the biggest hug, and their parents are like, who's that? And I'm looking at parents like, who are you? But, you know, like, there's a bond that you share working with children. It's adults that have issues, you know, adults have issues. Children are so open and honest, and they couldn't fake that. You couldn't fake that love that I get from them. Okay. That's the highest point for me.
We need to take a quick break, so we'll come back after the break.
Okay.
Viewers, stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to the heart of the matter. We still have with us Bisola and Fran, and we're talking about how to do it afraid. Bisola, you left your place of employment to another place. It's not like you left to stay at home. What's the difference between what you were doing then and what you're doing now? Why? What's the difference?
Omilola, it's completely different.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm an accountant by profession,
Okay.
and with qualifications within the professional field. But right now, I work in an NGO. Like I said, after volunteering for 2 months, the management decided to take me up as the executive coordinator. In my former place of employment, I deal with clients precisely, and we get to talk to clients about their books, how they manage their books, accountability, integrity, and the rest of it. But with the children, it's all about seeing life in a different way. We have children who have been abused. We have children who are suffering. We have children who have been molested. We have children who go through bullying. We have children who do several things that are in a position in which they do not wish to find themselves. So it's completely different this time around.
Okay, so in terms of the impact, so how do you feel? How has this changed your life, what you're doing now? And obviously you're being paid.
Yes, I am being paid.
Okay, so you started volunteering and then...
Yeah, after that.
Okay, awesome, because you need money.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so what, in terms of your life, what's the difference? Because you're still working.
Yes, I'm still working, but I'm working along my passion, which is to help the needy. So right now, I feel more fulfilled that I can do what I've always wanted to do, but in an official environment. Because in there, you have accountability, you have to do things the right way, in a professional way. I can't imagine working for the past 13 years and having to move to a non-professional environment. It's really going to be hard for me. So things are done in a professional way right now. So right now, I'm being fulfilled.
What's amazing is actually my children have one of the books.
Okay,
And I didn't realize because I think it's Don't Touch Me.
No, Don't Touch Me
No,
There.
Don't Touch Me
And
There.
it
Yes,
really
they
is
got it
on,
over the, we have No, Don't Touch Me There. And we got it over the Christmas last year, and I thought it was the best gift ever. One of my aunts gave me, and she's really into wholesome Christian children and all that. And I never put the three things together, which is the foundation, the book, and your pastor. I think it's an awesome book, and it's an awesome thing she's doing, bringing awareness to children.
So we are not only concentrating on children, we are trying to make the teachers and the adults around them be aware of this, trying to make them understand the children, and having to make them feel loved at every point in time. Soon we are going to have another book which will be published, which is about domestic violence. We have children which are entangled in domestic violence. We have the father and the mother on each other's throats, and the children are right in there. They don't know what to do. This causes a lack of self-esteem for the children. They wouldn't want to talk about their parents outside.
Now, we have someone that's probably watching the show now and thinking, okay, where these ladies were before is where I am now. The person probably wants to make a change. The person probably wants to live horrible relationship, or would like to start a business, or is at a job that they're closing at 11 o'clock, not able to see their kids, but doesn't know how to, can't see the bigger picture, doesn't, I'm going to resign to do what, So there's someone out there that's watching now that's probably afraid. What would you say to that person? Bisola, we can start with you.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to tell the person is it's common to feel that kind of thing. It's usually very common. But then the first thing you need to do is to seek God. That's what I did. I decided to seek God, and when I did that, I decided that I needed to change everything within me. Seeking God will make everything, other thing work for you.
I would just say to what it was, if I'm going by what my situation was, it would, yes, like she said, seek God. I kind of had to get confirmation as well that it was my calling as well. The confirmation apparently was obvious, but I needed to hear, because there's nothing like wanting to do something, but it's not you. I wasn't doing it because of money, because if I was going to do it for money, I'd own a school. You know? But I wasn't doing it because of money, and I just wanted to be able to do something different. I would tell them, seek God, get confirmation, put a plan together, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Like, there's a lot of ways of going about it, but you have to at least try.
Thank you very much for coming on the show and for sharing your experiences. Very brave, and I'm sure someone has been impacted by hearing, hopefully someone would follow their dream and start that dream business like you have and be successful at making money. Or someone might leave that job that's making them unfulfilled, so they can also have work-life balance and still earn money like you're doing as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity, Yomi.
Awesome. Viewers, so I'd like to use this opportunity to invite you for a conference called the Do It Afraid Conference. I can sort of relate to what Franny and Bisola have said today, because at some point in my life, about 2 years ago, I worked in investment banking. I worked in an amazing organization. However, I was not fulfilled. I didn't have enough time for my family, no work-life balance, and I knew that I was I had sort of gone with that career because of money. But I wanted to do something that I was truly passionate about, something that I was called to do, wanted to fulfill purpose. I was extremely scared. I was afraid, but I did it afraid. And if I didn't do it afraid, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be talking to you, so we wouldn't be able to do this episode. And so I've been able to share my experiences. I had a seminar where I talked about, how to do it afraid. The response was phenomenal. I wrote an article on it, an audio CD. But I've been led to set up and host a seminar called the Do It Afraid Seminar. And this is coming up on the 6th of December. So whatever it is you're going through, and obviously I'm also going to talk about, fear. The theme for the conference is a moth or a butterfly. And my topic in particular, I'm going to expatiate on a moth or a butterfly, and I'm also going to talk about from fear to faith. So I'd like to invite you for this conference on the 6th of December. The details are on the screen. So if you'd like to attend, please register. Would love to see you there. And I really do hope you'd also invite your friends, because it's not just about fulfilling a career or fulfilling a dream. You also need to get out of whatever it is that's making you afraid. Fear of flying, fear of leaving your comfort zone. Whatever it is will be dealt with at the seminar. So we look forward to seeing you there. Until next week, stay blessed.